got about 20 feet off the runway, and next thing you know, that plane starts going right back up. Right?
Because of the storm?
So, yeah, he avoided the land. It was wind shear.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't necessarily like a storm.
Oh, okay.
Storm. It's
You ready?
just windy.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, we're Big and Rich.
Big and Rich, backstage live here with CBS Radio and Brother Sam Hunt.
Brother Sam
What's
Hunt.
happening, boys?
How you doing, sir?
Good, man.
Yeah, you're looking
good to see
good.
you guys. Thank you,
always
man.
looking good.
Well, I've been living clean lately, so hopefully
There you
that's
go.
paying off.
There
You
you
got to
go.
do that every now and then,
That's
Ken.
right.
We
That's
should
right.
try
Every
that.
now and then.
We should try
It's
that.
good
at
for
some
you.
Yeah,
point.
we'll put that in our schedule, like every other week.
You
know,
live
a
clean.
day in there
Yeah.
of living clean.
Yeah,
take it.
just work it in there every once
As
in a while.
per
Recommended
Sam
by
Hunt.
Sam Hunt.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's right.
Brothers and sisters, you can live clean one day every 2 weeks too.
It can be done. Body like a back road.
Body like a back road.
Man,
Let's
I heard
talk
it.
about
I
that.
heard it a few weeks ago for the first time. I went, all righty then. That's
Damn, that's good.
that ain't just gonna ring the bell. That's gonna blow the bell off the top of the chart. Congrats,
Oh, man, thanks.
Congrats on another one, man.
I
That's
appreciate
awesome.
it. I appreciate it. That was fun, man. That was fun to write. First thing I've really put out since putting out the first record, and it's a little different, so I didn't know what to expect. But I'm glad that people are connecting to it and having fun with it.
Yeah.
When you started writing songs before everybody knew who you were, what was the very first things when you sat down to write? How did the process go? Were you writing by yourself, or were there buddies sitting around?
Yeah, I started writing by myself, so I came to town with a few songs that I'd written by myself. They weren't, they were pretty raw and amateur in terms of the skill level in Nashville. But fortunately, I was able to get in the room with some guys who really knew what they were doing. Taught me sort of a few of the tricks of the trade that I was able to apply to kind of whatever I had going, and I've been trying to cultivate that ever since. But I was fortunate to have some good guidance from
Isn't
some
that a
talented
big?
songwriters.
A lot of artists ask Kenny and I'm sure they ask you too. How do I get a hit song, or how do I do that? Whether it be an artist or a writer, I think what he just said is right on the money, which is you've got a raw ability to do it, but then when you sit with guys and gals that are like scientists on writing songs, and you go, oh, that's how, just because it rhymes doesn't mean it's right, and that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
What were some of the tricks that you learned that you apply to your songs to get them to where they need to go?
Yeah, just the purpose of a chorus and the function of a chorus, and how and a hook in general, like the way that people can hook songs in Nashville was something that I was not really privy to yet, and
like the same title can be written 9 different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so deciding which way to write it's a huge deal.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely, and that's been one of my biggest hang-ups is I want to like go down every single road before I put the finishing touches on it, and sometimes I can be indecisive, but I've learned to sort of let that instinct guide you, and it'll work itself out. But it's fun, man. That's a really fun process. Is learning and
told
putting
me
it
one
together.
time. I remember when we first were there in town, and I was just gotten a gig writing at a publishing house there at Famous Music, and they'd gotten a whole bunch of young writers together and had him talking to us one night, and he said, guys, you need to write yourself some, not only country music, but write some jazz, some swing, some rock.
Yeah.
Go through every era, go through the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, go through right up to the days, write some rap, and you'll come to your center. You'll find yourself.
You start
and
blending things.
No doubt, listen to your music. When we first heard it, one thing John and I looked at each other and went, that's fresh.
Yeah.
That is
Cool,
fresh.
man.
And to this day, man, you're putting out fresh music. Now, what's going through your mind, though, when you write a song like Body Like Back Road?
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what's going through his mind.
that's
What are you talking
but
about?
The fans want
I wonder
to know,
what he was
John.
thinking.
They want
Okay.
descriptives.
Yeah,
They want descriptives. They want to know the inspiration.
He was lying under a
behind the
satin
story.
sheet in nothing but his underwear and an ink pen. That's what he was doing, going body like a back row. Oh, this is going to get her when I finish this one. You know what he was doing.
Well, I had some good inspiration, and like all songwriters, or like you guys, I'm sure can relate. Women are a huge inspiration for our music.
Sure.
And I was fortunate to have some great inspiration, on that song. But it was fun. It was one of the things, to go back to the question you asked me a minute ago. Melody was something I had to learn a little bit about, and a lot of my original songs were just sounded like long verses, like 3 or 4 minute just verses. It just kept going. So that was one that I think really hangs on that chorus melody, and that line just phrased perfectly with this melody I had in my head, and I just sort of went with it, and the verses are just sort of fun and all over the place. But
I think a lot of things about your style mimic a lot of the old school great guys, and I don't think a lot of people would maybe make this comparison, but I do. Like if you think about Johnny Cash, for instance. You don't sound like Johnny Cash,
Yeah.
but Johnny Cash was incorporating rock and roll and gospel and all kinds of things into what he called, that's my brand of country music.
Yeah.
And people said, Johnny Cash isn't country. He's singing about subjects that we don't allow on the Opry and all this stuff. And he goes, well, that's what I sound like. You had guys like Conway Twitty, and they said he's a pop singer.
Yeah.
You know, he's an Elvis impersonator. People called him that. You can go all the way. Alabama was Southern rock. They weren't country.
100%.
And so I think when you come to a guy like Sam Hunt, they go, what am I listening to? Well, you're listening to Sam Hunt's country. That's what it is.
Yeah, and through it all, stylistically, there may be some different musical influences. I want the story to tie together. You know, a lot of songs, well, every line is its own emotion, and they don't necessarily tie the one before to the one after it. But I kind of like, you know, to have an idea and to have the whole song sort of aim at that idea. And that's something I think is in country music. If you don't have a great song, you don't
have anything.
That's right.
That's right. Awesome to have you, my man.
Appreciate it, man.
Good luck at the awards. It's going to be awesome.
Big and rich, right
Sam
here
Hunt.
with Sam Hunt, backstage with CBS Live at the ACM.
Woo woo!